What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we're going to take a look at where the spot price ended up for all four precious metals for the end of the week. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, everyone, and starting off, we are going to be taking a look at platinum, my personal favorite precious metal. So it looks like we closed the day or week off at 956.25, which is very, very low. Taking a look at the 1 month chart, we can see again we continued this pattern of down and then up at the very end of the week. So again, it looks like the best time to buy would have been about Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, because that would have been where the price was the lowest. Now, what I want to mention is, although we have seen this up and down trend, we can get a better picture now at the 1 month chart of a slow but steady downward trend, right? We see it go down drastically throughout the week and then come back up at the end of the week. However, we do see it slowly stair-stepping down. So what does that mean? Well, it could mean a multitude of things, right? It's really hard to predict exactly why precious metals do what they do, especially given the uncertainty kind of where the economy is and inflation and things of that nature. But platinum is not the only metal that ended up down for the week. Now, as far as actually ending up down, it looks like we opened the week at 964.50. So 964.50, we're down about $8.25, almost pretty much on the dot. $8.25 down for the week. So platinum is down. And what's also interesting about this is this whole stair-stepper thing we've seen just this week alone, right? We've been seeing kind of this trend in the past where it goes down slowly, then back up. But this week, we started off at 964.50, went down, went up, went down, went back up on Friday. I really don't get it. And I've never seen anything like this in my stacking journey, I must say. If you have a better understanding of why this is happening, leave it in the comment section below, or if you just have an opinion as to why it's happening. At the end of the day, it's really hard to tell exact reasons for different things happening in spot price, but it's interesting to see this drastic of a down, up movement in just one single week. Taking a look at the 3 month chart, for 3 months, the high was 1140.50, so we are down substantially from that number. Could we get back to that number? I think so. I know I've been saying that for weeks, and platinum just continues to go down. However, the other precious metals, again, are not immune to this. So moving on, we're going to take a look at gold, and we're going to look at the 1 month chart, and we're going to see where we started off the week. We started off the week at $1793.11. So we were down $33, just about $33 down. And it looks like it took a drastic turn from Wednesday to Thursday, almost $40 in a single day, which is very drastic and pretty much a free fall. I've seen other YouTubers post their videos talking about a free fall, and yes, indeed, it did free fall from Wednesday to Thursday and kind of tapered off towards Friday. But it still went down even a couple bucks on Friday. So gold did not come really back up from its downward turn, and it just kept going down even a little bit further on Friday. Now, it's interesting to note that it moves very differently than platinum. As we saw with platinum, up, down, up, down. With gold, it's just flat. And the thing is, with platinum, I think platinum people are just uncertain about. They buy it, they sell it, they see it move so drastically. It's really kind of crazy because none of the precious metals are supposed to be as volatile as, say, crypto or something of that nature. But sometimes it just, things don't make sense in the precious metal world. But it's interesting, nevertheless, to look at spot price and see where it ended up. So gold ended up down for a grand total of about $30 or $33-ish. Taking a look at silver, we can see we started the week at 23.74 and we ended the week at 22.48. So 23.74, 22.28, 22.48. That is just about a $1.25 decrease. So that kind of fell off the cliff, so to speak, as well as gold, and did the same thing as gold. Now, it's interesting because many times silver and platinum will be closely related in their movements, but this time gold and silver are. So that's interesting. But silver is down for the week, so definitely a decent weekend to pick up silver. I definitely think it's a decent weekend to pick up platinum. And even gold is decent at this price, especially gold, given how it's been very high more recently. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at palladium. And wow, palladium is just kind of somewhat flat. There is a downward turn, but it's really just kind of remained a very different chart we are looking at for the 1 month. And then if we take a look at the 3 month, we can see we are in an overall downward turn. And palladium is down really bad as far as where it was not too long ago. As we can see here, we were looking at $2,800. So you've lost almost $800 in 3 months, and in 1 month, you've lost as much as $500. So this is a very speculative metal and a very unstable metal, so to speak. For a while there, palladium was proving to be the strongest metal of all, and I even made videos talking about that, but it's looking like its run is almost up. And what interesting note is the US Mint still has their Palladium Eagle at over $3,000. That is a $1,000 premium. I think the US Mint is really going to get burned really bad by that Palladium Eagle. I think they probably spent way more than this amount of money on buying palladium to make the Eagles, and they are not allowed to sell for a loss. So it will just sit there until it can't sit there any longer, and they most likely will just remelt them, which could make for a decent pickup, because although it is an extreme premium, and I myself don't even think I'm going to pick it up myself, chances are it could be an extremely low mintage if they do end up melting the coins and using that palladium for, you know, a future coin, so to speak, because that would mean that although the mintage is capped at, I believe it's 12,000, it would be a whole lot lower if they ended up melting a lot of that 12,000. So who knows? Maybe that 2021 Palladium Eagle will be the rarest of all. 12,000 is definitely not the lowest mintage. That honor goes to last year's Palladium Eagle, the 2020, at 10,000. But nevertheless, it's still interesting to see where palladium ended up. And as we can see here, started off the week at $20.98, and it's down $50 for the week, which is not that bad considering if you bought it at $2,800, it's down $800. But yeah, guys, that's the charts for this week. Right now, we're going to go over and take a look at the community post that I posted to see who was right, who was wrong, things of that nature, and what your opinions and thoughts were. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are down below on this week's outcome. Obviously, everything is down, so those people won the poll. But let's go over and take a look at what y'all had to say in the comments. Okay, and taking a look here, we can see that the majority of you all said metals in the trash, so you were correct on that. 24% of you said metals to the moon. Unfortunately, you were not correct. 29% said metals by the wayside. Unfortunately, we did not see that either, really, on any of the precious metals. And 6% said palladium down, which you were correct. Now, what's interesting about this poll is I periodically look at it throughout the week to see what people are voting, and about halfway through the week, I usually have about 80 votes. So about 20 to 30 people vote super late in the week, and they kind of cheat. So if you are a cheater, you are just a terrible person. No, I'm just kidding. But realistically, try to get your votes in a little early in the week, guys. I try to make this as accurate as possible. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to, lock this type of poll after a certain amount of time. I don't know if it's even really possible, but I continue to do research on the matter to see if it is. But nevertheless, it's still interesting to see this poll and what you all think. And the majority of you all do typically get your votes in a little early. But just try to do that in the future. But let's go ahead and take a look at the comments, see what you all had to say. Up first, we got Pistol Pack of Pilot. Says, metals are going up, but not to the moon. Well, you were wrong, my friend. Unfortunately, You were wrong. And to be honest, it's getting kind of out of hand, if you ask me. Even I'm like, what the heck? Like, it can't possibly just continue to go down forever. But it is a buying opportunity, so buy, no matter what it is, really, at this point. I know you don't really support Palladium, but I don't even think that's even that bad of a buy, considering where prices are at this point. Palladium could go down a little bit further, and I'm starting to lean more that way. However, I'm still kind of betting on it a little bit, so we'll just have to wait and see. You also said, I mean, the odds of them going any lower than they now are, super slim. Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you, and that's what I was thinking at the beginning of the week. And if they do, then I'll be ecstatic that I was wrong. Even Palladium, I think that may go up this week a bit too. But remember how CPI on September 14th? So anything can happen. You are correct, my friend. And anything sure did happen. So it's definitely craziness. It's definitely interesting to see. It's definitely not something I've seen in my stacking journey. I haven't been stacking for, 30 years or anything, but I have not seen it in the years I have been stacking. So it's definitely interesting to see. Next, we got Wasatch Wizards said, I'll vote metals down just so they go up. Well, they actually went down, my friend, so you were actually correct. So if you held out to buy, which hopefully you did with that comment, you made out like a bandit, my friend, and you'll be able to buy some this weekend, hopefully at a good price, if you can find some deals out there. Up next, we got Richard Ladow said, the stampede to precious metals will start when the first too big to fail bank fails. Too big to fail. Is that, you'll have to, hopefully you'll see this video and comment on this video, but are you referencing Chase and, I don't know, what's the second biggest? Bank of America or Amex or Wells Fargo? One of those big banks. But nevertheless, yeah, if the banks do fail, precious metals will go absolutely nuts. I don't really see them failing. I also see the government bailing them out if need be. I mean, that's what the government does, especially with the current administration being really no different than 2 administrations ago. In fact, the now president was the vice president, and there were bailouts left and right out of that economy, and I don't see that being any different with this one. So if the banks do end up getting close to failing, my guess is the government will bail them out. Now, what will that do to inflation? It will probably hurt, and we'll probably hit another sort of recession like we did way back in the day, which will only really help precious metals coming out of it. So, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But great comment nonetheless, Richard Liddell. I really appreciate it. Up next, we got Strange As said, steady stacking. Yes, my friends, steady stacking for sure. Benny says, I'm going to guess silver stays flat or grows a little. Well, that was not correct, unfortunately. Everything else will be going down to Chinatown. Well, everything went down to Chinatown, and it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's great for buying. So, it's all relative, really. Next, we got T. Melv said, I think metals will remain fairly flat. I would guess not lower, possibly slightly higher, pretty much even. Well, it looks like the metals actually did go down quite a bit. So, it's unfortunate, but it's also a win for buying. And last but not least, we've got Mr. Punch Bowl Turd. Mr. Punchbowl Turd says, in trash till further notice. Well, you were absolutely correct, my friend. So congratulations on making a very accurate prediction. And thank you to everyone who commented on this poll, and even if you just voted in it simply, thank you. I really appreciate it. This really helps me, bring a fun and interesting video on Fridays out for you all. I love doing this Friday video, and the feedback I get is really positive. So I think I'm going to keep doing this one. Because you all just really enjoy it. But nevertheless, thank you to everyone who participated, and even just thank you to anyone who watched this video. I really appreciate that. Be sure to hit that like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with future updates on my channel. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. And with all that being said, until next time, we'll see y'all.